Hi, I'm Jane Esselstyn.
I'm Ann Esselstyn.
And I'm Dr. Esselstyn.
Yay! Our guest of honor today, we always invite him to come on our YouTubes and talk about things, but we've got him today because he's got two wonderful examples he wants to share with us today about some vascular health through whole food plant-based nutrition. Take it away, Daddy.
Well, I think what is kind of fun about this session today, for persons who are actually in the audience, it can be even more powerful when you're talking about a problem or a health issue. If you can cite an example where an application of something like whole food plant-based nutrition can make a profound difference. My first example I'd like to discuss, and I'd say his name is Stanley, and he is 87 years of age. Mm-hmm. And he's been told by his vascular physicians that he has enough coronary artery disease that he should have a bypass operation. And he felt that at 87 he was a little bit fragile, and he thought that operation actually might kill him. Oh. So he decided to examine the option of eating plant-based nutrition. And he actually became a wonderful proponent, and just about every year. He was 87 when we first saw him, and every year after that, we would get a call maybe once or twice a year, and he would tell us how he was doing. And it was actually rather funny that 2 years ago when he called, he asked to speak with Ann. And the reason he wanted to speak with Ann was that he was having a party, and he wanted many recipes. Do you have a?
He wanted recipes, right?
Well, what party was it?
No, he's going to keep telling you.
And then we figured out. Ann asked him, "What is this party that you need all these recipes for?" And he said, "Well, I'm celebrating my 100th birthday." So in other words, he'd been on the program starting at age 87. He was now 100, and he was going to celebrate it. And that was really kind of wonderful. That was 2 years ago. Then last year we
Can I make a comment?
Sure.
When I happened to be at their house when Stanley made this call for his 100th, what should I make for my 100th birthday party? And my mom and dad were just sort of laughing and talking with him, and I was like, I actually have an idea. I think I know what he should make for his 100th birthday. And then I got on the phone and said, Stanley, you've got to make a huge salad with 100 different ingredients. And anyway, I think he wanted the recipe, and I just thought, put the whole yard in there. All right.
Well, that was 2 years ago, but then just last year what happened, he called, and he called because he wanted to remind us that he was now 101.
And he's just about to be 102.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's never, ever too late.
I have another one if you want me to.
Absolutely. But I love that example of it's never too late to start a whole food plant-based diet for your health. And Stanley being 102, pretty amazing. So what's your another example?
Well, this is a gentleman who is in his late 60s from the West Coast. And in 2023, in September and October, he began to notice with meals that he was getting some abdominal discomfort, pain. And this got to the point where he made some sort of a modification of his diet in December, early December of 2023. Mm-hmm. Now, his doctors, however, felt they ought to investigate this. And so on the 29th of December, he had a CT of the abdomen and the pelvis with contrast, and they found that he had a 75% narrowing of the superior mesenteric artery, which is the main artery that feeds all of the small intestine. Mm-hmm. And when you think about it, that has to have, especially after meals, that has to have a considerable amount of blood, which is carried by the superior mesenteric artery. But as they found that it was 75% blocked.
Wow.
Now that was pretty profound. That was the 29th of December of 23 that they found that. And the next week, the first week of January of 24, he called me and we had a conversation, and we did some fine tuning to a whole food plant-based diet. Remember, this was the first week of January of 24. On this, believe it or not, on the third week of January, his pain had gone. His pain was gone in just really 2.5 weeks. Now that was the third week in January. And then on February the 8th, he had another test, vascular mesenteric arterial duplex, which again visualized this superior mesenteric artery, and the blockage that was 75% now was absolutely gone.
No, all gone?
Remember, this was an atherosclerotic plaque that was not made up of fibrosis, scar, and calcification. It was made up of inflammation, fat, and cholesterol. And the body has a profound capacity to reverse that, especially when somebody does it as completely as this patient performed. And it was so gratifying and exciting to see how the findings on X-ray correlated with his symptoms.
Wow.
And that's so.
And you have those pictures.
That's right.
It's just so fascinating because we think of heart disease as being just on the heart, but it's the vascular system, and that's such a important vasculature of our bodies to be able to feed our bowels and abdomen, and to have it clear up in just, what was that, 6 weeks?
Three weeks?
No, it
3
was
weeks.
2.5 weeks.
Okay. Well, we had proof, and I guess in February, but the proof is also.
Now
in
somebody's
how you
going to
feel.
say, well, wait a minute, maybe it came about because of his statin drugs. Well, he'd been on statin drugs all through that before, and that hasn't done anything.
Well, that's fascinating. I think we're going to have to bring you on
For more stories.
For more stories, because it is. I mean, like you said, sometimes storytelling and sharing these case studies, if you.
Well, I think it's important, though, to reassure patients is not everybody with a blockage or plaque is going to go away in 2 weeks. That's just not going to happen. But when the plaque is soft, early in its formation, has not yet become fibrotic or scarred or calcified, the body can do an incredible job of really turning this around.
And I have to say that something that you have taught all of us so well is the body is always healing. The body's always trying to right itself and normalize. And they're beautiful examples. We're going to get you on again for sure. All right.
Fair enough.
Our bodies
Thank
want
you.
to be well.
Thank you, Daddy. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.